So you're watching this video right now because you've heard someone talk about being fat adapted. You might be wondering, what does it even mean to be fat adapted and whether or not you should make that leap? First and foremost, being fat adapted means that your body is able to use your physical fat for energy rather than glycogen or carbs, which is likely what your body's using right now. Now, in terms of whether or not you should make that leap into being fat adapted, it depends if you want to have godlike energy, elevated mental alertness, be happier, have more consistent energy, and to melt fat effortlessly. If you do want those, then yes, you should be fat adapted. But if you don't want any of those, then I will warn you, you will hate being fat adapted. All right, all jokes aside, being fat adapted has the power to transform your entire life. In fact, I know this because it's transformed my life. I used to eat fast food twice a day because I wanted to get bigger, and I had a fast metabolism, so I didn't gain much fat. I never really gave food much attention to the role it played on my energy levels, cognitive function, and mood. But one day I heard Mark Sisson on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he talked about how all his health problems that plagued him went away when he became fat adapted. And he also talked about how he had more energy and it was more consistent. He never crashed like he used to. So after hearing him talk about all these benefits about being fat adapted, I thought I should give it a go for 21 days. And boy, did I like what happened to me. Now, keep in mind that I thought I felt good before, but it wasn't until after getting my body used to using fats for energy that I realized what a low level I was operating at before. The first thing that I noticed was this abundant energy. I remember one day I was lifting weights and I got to the point where I was curling 22.5s, which is pretty lightweight for me, but I couldn't even get more than 5 reps. I was so confused and I started to wonder what was happening. But then I realized I'd been lifting weights for an hour and 15 minutes, when before I used to only lift weights for 45 minutes because I would get tired and stop. I literally had so much more energy that I was able to work out longer and get my muscles fatigued to the point that I never had before. So I stopped my workout there and went for a 4-mile run because I still had more energy. Now the next cool thing was that I started to care about other people more. When I went into the grocery store, I would ask the clerk how his day was because I genuinely cared, and because of that, my social life improved. And on top of it, I could just think more clearly. My decisions were never as hard as they used to be, and I wouldn't get mentally fatigued or have mental fog. I just thought clearly. I could go on and on about how this transformed my life, but let me just put it this way. Becoming fat adapted is what started me on this journey that I'm on right now. I literally was in shock at how much of a role food played in how I felt and performed that I couldn't stop. That I started to nonstop research on evolution, biology, and psychology, and here I am years ahead with hundreds of videos on health and fitness. So if you're even slightly debating becoming fat adapted, I beg of you, for your sake, to give it a chance just like I did. And the fact that you're here watching this video shows me that you want to become fat adapted. It intrigued you, and it only intrigued you because you thought it could improve your life. So the question really is, are you willing to commit to get your body fat adapted? Because frankly, it might be a little rough for the first few days during the transition period. And if you aren't going to commit, then you probably shouldn't begin. However, if you do want to become fat adapted, basically all you need to do is restrict your carbohydrates to under 100 grams a day. Cut out your sugar, or at least limit it extremely. Have moderate protein and high fats. This is the key. You need to have that high fats. And actually what I would recommend that you do is the paleo diet. I have some videos about what a paleo diet is and how to do it correctly, so I'll leave a link to those videos below. Now, if you're looking for a little bit more than just becoming fat adapted, maybe you want to gain some muscle, get the Greek god body, and really transform your mind into a powerhouse so that you hit all your goals and dreams, I just released the Fulfilled Greek Conqueror program, which is literally everything you need in order to shred into the Greek god body and take absolute control of your life. I'll leave a link to that video below as well. And if you made it this far in the video, I respect and applaud you. You're showing me, and frankly yourself, that you're not going to settle and live a mediocre life. You're willing to do what most people won't do so that you can live how most people won't live. You're putting in the hard work. I would love for you to be a part of the new era of health empire. Make sure to smash that subscribe and like button. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you're most excited about when becoming fat adapted. Leave a comment below.